Hi, y'all. Welcome to Hustle Humbly. It's Alyssa and Katie, and we are two top producing realtors in the Baton Rouge market.
We work for two different companies where we should be competitors, but we have chosen community over competition.
The goal of our podcast is to encourage you to find your own way in business.
So stop comparing yourself and start embracing your strengths. Okay, hi Alyssa.
Hey, Katie.
Are you prepared?
I think so.
Okay, great. This is episode 68, 2020 in gratitude.
Yes, this is going to be a lot different than our gratitude episode from last year.
Well, right, because there's a lot of differences between 2019 and 2020.
I just feel like 2020 was such a crazy year.
Yes.
And it was full of a lot of negative situations.
Yes.
But there's a lot of really beautiful things that kind of came out of it.
I am having a delightful year. I'm not going to lie. I think that as someone who maybe struggles to boil things down to being more simple.
Yeah.
And also feeling guilty when I'm not overscheduling my kids or doing all the parties or going to all the things. 2020 gave me permission to just be.
Yeah.
And just be with my family.
Yeah.
And just be grateful for them and their health. So I think I'm a lot more appreciative of everyone's health.
I know.
In 2020.
Yes. I mean, it just really, I can remember before we even realized what was going on.
Yeah.
Like when the whispers of the virus and all of that was just starting to come out.
Yeah.
Someone posted something on Facebook that said, like in the next 12 months, 400,000 people in the United States will be killed by the virus.
And you were like, no.
I know. And I was like, that's so many people.
It's a lot of people.
But it makes you stop and go, how am I treating the people in my life?
Right.
Do the people in my life know that I love them?
Yes.
A long time ago, I was in church and he said, if you don't show love to the people that you love, they do not know that you love them.
Oh, I think that's a very good point.
And it's like, you may know.
Yeah.
But do they know?
And you have to repeat it all the time.
Remind them.
I think
you can't just say it one time.
Yes. And I think that gratitude and thankfulness is exactly like that.
Yes.
You can't just think one time, I'm so thankful for my health, or I'm so thankful for my career, or whatever the things are. The more you focus on them, the more they grow.
Yeah.
So I think that it's always good to revisit gratitude. And we considered just replaying last year's episode about gratitude.
But the year is so different.
So
we felt like
different.
it needed its own episode.
Its own time. Okay, so tell me something that you're thankful for right now.
I am thankful that this year I have learned how to work well from home.
Oh, yeah, because that was tough for you.
It was very tough for me. I fought it in the beginning.
Yep.
I kind of went through like a slump of sadness and loneliness. Like I just was missing my people and my coffee shops and my office.
You like the bustle, the hustle and the
I
bustle.
I just liked, but it was funny because it's almost like you have to take everything away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you strip it all down.
You strip it all down to realize.
What do I want to add back?
Yes.
It was truly, and we've said this in our previous COVID episodes, it's just a reset button. But I think I know I am, and I assume most people are. I'm so thankful that it was all stripped down.
Yes. It was kind of painful.
It's very hard, sudden, difficult to just like go from, 60 to 0, basically.
Right.
Now you add back in.
Yes.
And maybe life is a little slower.
So much slower.
And I feel like my decisions are more deliberate. Like, do I want to go into that? How bad do I need to go to that restaurant? Like, how bad do I need to, whatever, go? We don't go to the grocery. We go like once a week now. Like, how bad do I need to do these things that I was doing and filling up so much of my time?
Yeah.
So I think time, someone yesterday told me, it feels like the year has been so long and so short. And I'm like,
I can't believe it's November.
I know.
That's really crazy.
Yes. And it's interesting because the habits we've developed in this time, I think, are some good ones. Mm-hmm. Like it's nice habit to eat with your family and pay attention to your meal planning and go to the grocery once a week and think about, how you're affecting others.
Yeah.
I'm really, grateful for the ability to take that into consideration.
Sure.
How can I affect others today? And it can be as simple as wearing a mask or as, bigger than that. Like, how do you help people who are struggling with food in their life? Or like,
yeah.
there's just a lot of people who need a lot. And I feel like this year has made me very grateful for what I have.
100%.
Yeah.
And like, even on the working from home thing, my laundry has never been more caught up.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
You're right on top
like,
of it.
I have organized my junk drawers.
Oh, yeah, I have
and
done some
cleaned
organization.
out my closet.
Yes.
I
Let's-
mean, it's just been.
Did you watch the home edit?
No.
I am grateful in 2020 for shows on Netflix.
Okay.
The Tiger King, boy, that weird operation.
Yeah.
That got you through the weird part of quarantine.
Right.
Then
We
there
watched
was
that.
the home edit, which like showed you how to make all your things beautiful in the closet and the pantry and the refrigerator. You would love that, actually.
I need to go watch it.
You should watch that. And then the most recent one I caught on Netflix was Dream Home Makeover with Studio McGee. Oh, it just makes you go, I just am so thankful for pretty things.
yeah.
And, going around your house and just like, I'm going to zhuzh up this little area because I have nothing else to do.
It's funny because, like, I can remember in, like, July and school had been out for so long. And, like, that was supposed to be the beginning of summer.
Yeah.
But your kids had actually already been out for months.
Yeah.
And we're trying to record the podcast and we're doing it virtually between Haven napping and your kids, like, playing outside. And some days we're like, you're just sitting there going, I need a break.
Like we had to give up at least once or twice. Like just, this isn't going to work.
This isn't going to work
Today, this is not going to work.
Right.
Yeah, you really...
It's weird because it was like you had this new freedom, but then you also had this new, like, prison.
No, I in 2020, I'm super grateful that my children are back in in-person school.
I know.
Because I think I was always grateful for that. But now it's taken on a whole different... I have learned I'm not a teacher.
Right.
I was not suited for... not a teacher of small people.
Sure.
I mean, I'm happy to do this and teach people about what I know and currently do, but I am not a teacher of the 5th grade or 4th grade or 2nd or 1st. No, thank you. And every day that I don't get the call from school that someone has to come home for 14 days is a great day.
You're thankful for that.
I'm super thankful for that because I've already had it at least once since we went back to school.
Right.
Where I had a kid back home for 14 days.
And
So.
even just like not being able to bring Haven to her grandparents.
I know.
And drop her off. And like, it's me and you, kid. And I wasn't the only one struggling. She was like, Mom, where are my friends?
Yeah, I need to see some people.
Yeah, I need to hang out with people my age.
Right. Like, you're great and all.
Yeah.
But
She's
you're
like,
just not doing it. She's like, I've had enough of these walkthroughs and
yeah, I don't want to do this
inspections.
anymore. She's like, Mom, you pretend that you're a unicorn and this is the rainbow and you're going to jump. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do my best here because Mom's not real good at this kind of stuff. And then I would try. She's like, Mom, you're not doing it right.
You're not doing it right.
You're not doing it like my 3-year-old friends at
no,
school.
they know how to do it.
Right.
Yes, we're all thankful.
She even like when she started going back to daycare was just so happy.
Yes.
Like the mornings were less rough because she was so excited. She missed her friends and their little routine. And it made everybody just really appreciate things.
Like the everyday stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's nice. What are some other things?
Well, go for it.
I am just grateful for the lack of scheduling.
Mhm.
I feel like we're at a phase now where things are getting added back in, but I'm really intentional about like what gets added back in.
Mhm.
I don't like have to worry if I'm like, well, I don't really want, there aren't that many parties to go to.
Sure.
They just don't exist.
Right.
It's kind of nice.
Mhm.
Okay. What's yours?
Business wise, I am thankful that, I'm really strict on my boundaries that I already had in place. And they're boundaries that not every realtor had in place.
Yep.
So it sometimes made me wonder if I knew I was doing the right thing for me.
Yeah.
That's what I needed. But maybe it wasn't the right thing always. Like maybe I would lose the client because this other agent wasn't making them get pre-approved before showings or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like it really, this whole year, I just felt so validated.
Ooh, I was going to say conviction.
Yes.
I've never been more convicted in what I believe.
Yes.
And how I feel. And
I have no doubts
it's,
about my boundaries.
how you're running your business.
No.
Feeling good.
And even adding a few more in there that I think wouldn't hurt to continue on.
Yeah.
Even just like driving by houses before we make appointments.
Yeah.
So telling clients like, hey guys, before we just go into other people's homes because of, everything that's going on, it's not a bad idea to just drive through subdivisions, make sure that you enjoy them, like that they're close to work.
The location works.
Location is good, that you like the neighborhood and all those things.
Yeah.
Before we make an appointment.
Right.
I can remember it was like the pandemic had been going on for like 4 months, and I was starting to get more and more buyers like, hey, we need to like resume our house hunt.
Yeah, gotta
like
go look.
We've paused it as long as we could,
Mhm.
and things are not changing. This seems to be the new normal. And one couple sent me like 7 houses. I went through before and checked flood zones, checked things that they had on their list, and sent back. I eliminated 2.
Mhm.
I said, of these 5, do y'all have time, if we go look on Saturday, do y'all have time before Saturday to drive by the 5 and make sure that you
Really
like
want
them,
to see them?
that you like, because we're about to go into people's homes, and that's
Yeah.
different now.
Yeah.
But even if it wasn't because of the virus, I just realized it's good practice.
It's a good best practice.
So they drove by the 5 and we only saw 3.
Yeah.
They eliminated 2 just from driving by them. And that's 2 sellers that didn't have to pack the kids and the dogs and leave their house and sanitize their light switches
afterwards.
and do everything. And, it saved my buyers time because they didn't have to go inside and tour 2 houses they didn't really like.
Yeah.
Saved me time.
Yeah.
And I think that might be something that I just implement the rest of my, letting my buyers know. I think it's important to drive by before we go and just make sure that there's no deal breakers or something we weren't aware of.
Yeah.
Doing more research.
Well, yeah, especially if they're not familiar with the location. That's a great best practice.
Yeah.
I like that. I think I'm grateful for technology in general.
Yeah.
I definitely did some showings on like a Skype. I definitely, obviously e-signing and these things that we were already doing, but it really took it to the next level. And being able to Zoom, like we were still able to record, in a different time, that would have not been the case. So I think that just having the ability to pivot and find ways around are nice. And you've even said like the sales meeting on the Zoom is kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier to attend these things. I know everyone's burnt out on Zoom, but honestly, there are ways in which this has made our life so much easier.
Right.
And still you're getting everything that you need out of those events or, whatever. Okay.
It really made me thankful for the podcast.
Yeah.
And just having that outlet.
Yep.
There was a time during the pandemic where, people are not in their work schedules. They're not, Monday morning is not the same as every other Monday morning.
Yeah.
We went through a couple weeks where the numbers weren't as high as they were. We're like, are people listening? And then it was like when schools opened back up and people started posting that they were catching up on like the weeks that they had missed. And it kind of gave me something to look forward to. And like recording this podcast really is such an outlet for me.
For sure. It's a creative outlet. It's just nice to, and we get to sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
And you don't get to have a lot of conversations these days.
Right.
So the simple act of talking, like I still think back, I mean, this is episode 68, 9, whatever it is, 68. Like that we have talked for 45 minutes, 68 times.
Yeah.
Is better than some people do in their entire lifetime of a friendship.
Yeah.
Like they would never talk to someone that many times.
That intentionally.
Like today we're going to sit down and talk. And I know the topics sometimes are a little dry, but still, I just love to talk to people.
Yeah.
And so it's been, you're right. It's
we
very
can make the driest of topics interesting.
We're definitely going to giggle about it. I don't know why.
We'll find something funny in it.
Something's going to be funny.
Something lighthearted.
It's true. It's so nice. But we were so uniquely positioned to have that because we just happened to start it in 2019.
Right.
Like, I know there are a lot of people that picked up that type of activity during the pandemic. In fact, yesterday, I listened to Chelsea Pite's podcast, and she does social media marketing for real estate lenders, that type of thing, on
Okay.
her podcast.
Okay.
And yesterday she interviewed now y'all, I am not a TikToker. I'm not spending hours on there. I have been on the app. I've seen a couple of TikToks. I'll watch them when they're reposted on Instagram. But my very favorite realtor TikToker is Amy Barton Cotney, who's in Auburn, Alabama.
Okay.
And I have reposted her sometimes because she and her husband are hilarious and they do these amazing dance. Her husband is like amazing. But yesterday, the point is she was being interviewed on Chelsea's podcast because during quarantine is when this realtor, Amy, decided, I'm going to take Gary Vee's advice, no less.
Okay.
And I'm going to post 3 TikToks a day. She's in an older age bracket than we both of us are, and is delightful. And she was like, I'm going to TikTok three times a day.
Wow.
And y'all, what came out of that being stuck at
She's
home?
like famous now.
She's literally TikTok famous.
That's hilarious.
And that came out of, so it's just interesting that people,
You have time to do all these things.
you know, like, write a book or do, but
write a book, start a podcast,
What's-
paint.
yeah, or just do nothing if that's what you need for your mental. But see, some people for their mental stability need the
Mhm.
activity. Like you're not going to lay on the couch and be like, "Woe is me" for weeks on end.
No, yeah. I did that for like 2 weeks
Yeah,
and was like, okay, come on, Alyssa.
She got up and made TikTok
Peel
videos,
me off the couch.
right? I just think that's so amazing that
That is interesting.
people I know that have added in things and improved their homes.
Mhm.
Oh my God, even
So
my
much home
neighbors.
improvement.
So much home improvement. I just think it's fun to watch, like to see how people are like, okay, well, if I strip away everything and I have to be in my home, what can I do? Like, what can I still accomplish within these walls?
Well, I think the beauty of it was you had to remember that this is not forever.
Yeah.
So you really needed to like value the time that you had. And,
Yeah.
like, when are you ever going to like have that time at home
No.
once this
No.
passes? You
No,
know?
I was like, my kids are here 24/7. This is a blessing and a
Yes.
curse.
Yes.
But I mean, it is a blessing. And I think you get to make, and I feel this way all the time though. You decide. I've had so many people say, oh, this year's terrible. Oh,
Yeah.
this year's the worst. And look, I'm not going to downplay. I know some people have it very, very bad, especially if you've lost a loved one, if you've lost your job, if you've lost, anything because of this. Like, that's luckily not where I'm at. And so I'm leaning into gratitude. Look at all the amazing things that I've been able to be grateful for during this time.
yeah.
And I don't feel, I grew my business in a totally different direction this year.
Yeah.
So I just think it was, it's nice to look at what the positives were, because
Mhm.
I believe there's a positive in almost every situation.
Right.
So,
But even,
it's been nice.
like both of my sisters are nurses.
Yes.
And they've both had to work on COVID units
Mhm.
and like especially in the very beginning,
it was scary.
you don't know what really that means.
Yeah.
And like, what does this virus really do? And what am I going to see at work? And I'm going in without the right equipment and we're out of masks and we're out of this. And, there were times where I was just like, I can't believe this is their job,
Right.
And you would think for someone to do that job, you'd have to make like multiple 6 figures to
Right.
go do that. And that's like not even close.
No. Oh, gosh.
It just really makes you realize that
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a whole new appreciation for just workers that have to continue
Yes.
going to work.
But
The
I feel
people
like-
that didn't get to
Mhm.
sit at home.
There's a lot of, but I feel like that was very across the board. People being grateful for our frontline heroes.
Yeah.
Like people who have to still, those are their jobs, which means they're in immediate danger.
Mhm.
It's very interesting.
It was.
I think we're still, I guess, dealing with that, but it's a lot different now.
Yeah.
I feel like we've found maybe a nice mix of being scared and
Yeah.
not, and like working it out.
And being cautious, but living.
You
at
gotta
the same
live.
time. You have to.
You gotta live.
Well, it's just like people who needed to buy or sell.
Yeah.
In some situations, you can only put it off for so long.
Yes.
And whether, whatever reason it is you're moving, like at some point you have to say, I can't wait anymore.
Right.
Hello, friends. We are so excited that so many of you are using the template course, and the reviews are just pouring in, letting us know that it has helped your business as much as it has helped our business.
Yes, listen to this review. Thank you so much for providing this wealth of information, knowledge in template form. So far, I've used a handful and received positive feedback like, "This is so professional," or "I really appreciate how organized you are." I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah,
Your clients
it's all
are actually
there.
going to say that.
Yes.
All right, here's another one. Thank you so much for this. I can't tell you how many times I've started this and how many notebooks of samples and notes I had. I have ADHD and it is super hard to stay focused on getting it done. Having it all in one place is going to make it so nice.
That is what we're here for.
I know, just look, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just use these.
Yeah, nice and simple, easy, ready to go, ready for you to put your own logo on, make it sound like you. So head over to hustlehumblypodcast.com/course and check it out.
That's right.
And you're going to enjoy them. You're going to love them.
You're gonna
It's going
love
to
it.
change your life.
Literally fired my assistant. They are the best. Okay, bye,
Enjoy the
friends.
template.
Yes, enjoy. Oh, I think this year we should also be grateful for interest rates.
Yeah. Interest rates have been quite lovely.
I mean, look, the lenders, bless them. I hope they get a break because
they have been, lenders and title companies have been slammed.
Like they had no clue.
Check on your lender and title friends.
send them some flowers or chocolates or special Christmas.
Tell them thank you for the year.
Treat. Yeah.
Because they worked.
I know. And then there's some markets where I think that being like the realtors are so busy, it's so many multiple offers that then it also even though it's busy and you can't complain about being busy, it overcomplicates things. It makes it a lot of extra work when you have to lose out at multiple offers over and over again and keep starting from scratch.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I'm grateful we're in a very stable market.
You know, it's crazy. You know, we're approaching the end of the year. I'm looking at my numbers. It looks like 2020 will be my new record year, sales and volume wise.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that.
Right.
I don't.
Because you just handled it differently.
I handled it differently. I handled it from a different place. I set the boundaries much more strict than normal. And it turned out better.
Yeah. Well, because you don't have to look at 25 houses.
Right.
You only needed to look at 10.
Yeah.
So here are the rules and we're going to work it out and make it happen and simplify the process.
Right.
Simplifying the process is huge.
It just goes to show that if you're doing things and growing each year, it can get easier.
I think it does get easier.
While the growth is happening.
No, it for sure gets easier.
So it was just nice to have some validation in that, you know, you boundaries are the right thing.
Yeah.
And sticking with what you know is the right thing.
Yeah.
And trusting yourself.
Yeah.
And being the professional. You know.
Yeah.
I'm always wondering, like, am I too strict? Am I too...
You're probably, look, to be fair, you're probably too strict for some people.
Sure.
And you probably have lost some clients. But I guess the nice message of this is you still had your best year ever.
Right.
Even if you were too strict and that didn't work for every person that approached you.
I attracted who I needed in my business.
That's
and that's
right.
who I work best with.
That's all
and
that makes
who
sense.
they work best with.
Right. I think that's good.
Yeah.
I really, in keeping with that, the systems that I've put in place, the just email templates and systems and whatever, and being able to now then this year teach that to other people.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so grateful for that. Because it's
amazing.
So fun to see other people take what you've figured out over many years of trial and error and then just run with it. Like, okay, well, thank you. It's already done for me. And now I've got it. Like the feedback from the email templates completely blows my mind. And I'm so grateful and happy that it's just like, here.
Yeah.
Just take this.
Well, it's like,
go do it.
When we started the podcast, whether it, you know, we had a few different reasons why we wanted to do it. Creative outlet.
Yeah.
A way for me to help others without going on individual coffee dates.
Right. I mean, time management.
To see that all coming to fruition.
Yeah. And so much bigger than you thought it would be.
Ever.
And so much easier to say. It doesn't feel like you're brushing people off when you're like, hey, I talked for 45 minutes about client management. That would be great for you because even if you agreed to all the coffees, Alyssa, you would never have been able to dedicate 45 minutes on each of those topics in the coffee.
To each individual.
You would have just been like, here's the little bit I can tell you in this short amount of time. And now you can say, hey, guess what? there's this whole body of
the
work.
I'm so thankful for like the reviews,
Oh,
the
yeah.
inpouring of reviews and the comments and the communicate. It's just so validating and like really keeps it going.
Yeah, for sure. Because you're not, I mean, as much as we love to talk to each other, at some point you would be like, well, for what?
Yeah.
You know,
that's enough.
if it's not helping anyone, we've reached the end of the, at this point, they would come with the pitchforks if we stopped.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we going to do on our Monday?
Encore.
Help, please.
Come back.
But I think, you know, yes, I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful that people take a moment and say, this is helping me,
Yeah.
or thank you, or share the show. Like those things I'm super grateful for, because if you didn't know, it would be a little less rewarding.
And I think that, you know, I've been thinking about my office manager a lot lately and just how she's in her 70s.
Mm-hmm.
She is a bulldog. She's amazing. Pandemic happens and she is conducting all of our meetings via Zoom and doing all these things that she has never had to do in her entire real estate career.
Yeah.
And doing it like she has adapted better than millennials have
That's
adapted.
amazing.
But it's like, think about the people in your life, your broker, your office manager, your agents, your secretaries. Reach out to those people and just tell them how proud of them you are.
Mm-hmm.
And let them know that.
Yeah. I think that's good.
They don't know if you don't tell them.
No, do it for the. So this week is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which is why we're talking gratitude. But it's a great time to send a little happy. And look, don't overthink those.
Yeah.
Send a card. Thanks to the receptionist for XYZ.
Right.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Just being told thank you and why and you're doing a good job is like amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other things you're grateful for this year?
Like, I know we talked about health a little bit.
Yeah.
But just like going through pregnancy during this time.
I couldn't.
And like going to appointments alone and
Yeah.
You know,
it's just different.
it's different. And it's also just made me like, I don't know, more appreciative that like, I don't know how to put it into words exactly.
That you got to do it regular once, or that you're just still able to do it at all, or
Well, I think it's yes, that we can still go, and that even though like I'm going to these appointments alone, I understand why.
yeah.
And I'm grateful that we have been having like a healthy experience. I have so many friends that aren't having that same and having to go to these appointments alone.
Yeah.
But just having people in your life that can support you through that, even if they can't go with you to like certain things. And
Yeah. Well, you figure out how to help each other,
yes,
even though it's not in person.
it's like, yes, like you're learning how to do things on your own while really reaching out to the support of others, like outside of that and just checking on people and, you know, check on your pregnant friends.
Please.
Because this has been a different year.
Yeah.
And you're like my poor friend who is getting married next weekend. The wedding was moved 3 or 4 times.
Right.
We can't have showers.
Yes.
But like, it's funny though, because I have seen so many posts of people being like, in a way,
Right.
it stripped down everything.
Right. Well, because we do sort of overcomplicate things just because we can.
Whether it's pregnancy, weddings, whatever it may be.
Right.
We add so much fluff.
And the fluff is stressful.
The fluff is showers and
do you know maybe what will go away? They won't go away. Because you know my pet peeve is the bachelorette trip. Like we no longer have a party. We have to pack it all up and fly to Vegas.
Right.
Or go to Nashville or wherever you want to go. And look, that's fine if you did it and that was fun. I'm sure it was fun. Maybe I'm just jealous because this is my point. That wasn't a thing.
Everything is getting bigger.
And now I feel like it's shrunk to 0.
Yeah.
And then we can maybe add it back on a necessity basis.
I saw someone post a picture of them getting married in their parents' backyard with like 5 people sitting on each side.
Love.
And they were like, y'all, I sobbed when I had to cancel my venue indefinitely.
Right.
Like we had rescheduled it twice. And then
we just want to get married.
We didn't have our showers like we wanted, you know. And she was like, but it really made me go like, what is this about?
Right.
It's like the Grinch figuring out Christmas.
Yes.
And like it took the Grinch taking everything away for everybody to just be like,
you cannot take away the spirit of what life is.
Right. And even just like doing the pregnancy stuff alone and not having showers. And it really just makes you go, but what is important?
Right.
Like, am I preparing for the new life that's coming outside of like painting a bedroom or like outside of a shower or getting the right outfit? Like what's about to happen, whether it's like marriage or a new addition to your family or the loss of a loved one, when all of the fluff is stripped away, it leaves you, even when it's like kind of sad, it just leaves you with this appreciation of the rawness of life.
Well, you know what it is? It allows you the space to have introspection. And I'm a very introspective person just by my nature.
Yeah.
But I can see how giving yourself the space to like think and be alone and like really come to terms with things would be positive for some people who don't like give it all a lot of thought. They normally fill it up with events and
that's me
activities.
I was always like at the social event or planning the social event or hosting it or not going to miss anything. And it really just like the forced time alone, while it wasn't always easy, it really just like cleared my mind and gave me like a clear vision of like where I'm at and who's important and what's important and that you don't need as much as you think you need.
No.
In a time, in a decade where we are so reliant on others and, you know, it's just nice.
It's very nice. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm also grateful for the social medias.
Yeah.
I mean, there are downfalls for sure.
Yeah.
But I do think that you can make real connections with real humans on technology and fill that space in your heart if you're feeling like I'm thankful for everyone who posts positive, happy things on social media.
Yes. Thank you for the positivity.
I'm thankful to every single person that shows me their baby and their dog, because this is what I'm sad about. I know so many people that had babies this year that I would have normally gone and seen and held and been with. And I have literally saw my first baby of 2020 like 2 weeks ago.
Isn't that weird?
And it was like a 4-month or 5-month-old baby. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I miss the babies.
I know.
I miss the babies and the weddings. I think that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Makes you really excited about
Thank you.
being able to like go back to them.
Right.
With a new set of eyes.
I know. Okay.
What about your business?
My business is definitely, I honestly don't know the numbers right now, but it is less than last year. But I have this whole other facet to it now.
Yeah. With your course.
So I have a different focus. So I still have my clients and I'm super thankful that I have them and they still, repeat referral is really where it's at. And it's going really well. And I'm getting some new listings next week. Like it's still there.
Yeah.
It's not gone away. But I also now have this whole other thing that requires my time and attention.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know the numbers, but
I feel like even this year gave you time to like finish that because you were working on that for so long.
So long. If I hadn't if quarantine hadn't happened and the real estate really paused then, I wouldn't have done a lot of things that I did this year for sure.
Yeah.
And I think this year also just taught you to like, just do things.
Yeah.
Just don't wait. Just make it happen. It doesn't need to be perfect. It can just be done. And then you can like go from there. I know, but we're just doers.
Yeah.
That's not everyone's jam. Some people get paralyzed in the thinking part.
Right.
Yeah. But it's been good. My real estate has still been good by any standard.
Yeah.
I'll have to see how it shakes out.
And you have your new puppy?
Oh, yeah. I'm grateful for my dog.
Yeah, he's so cute.
I know, he's so cute. It's so funny what like a contrast the whole year is, really. Because, like our 12-year-old part of our family, our dog dies. And then now, like many months after, you like go through that and like sad and dogless. And now we have the puppy and like it's so happy.
I know.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like the year.
Yeah.
literally, Sweet Marley died like 2 or 3 days into quarantine.
Right.
To
when
the
you
point-
need him the most.
To the point where I'm like,
you're
yeah, my
home.
kids needed, oh my God, too much.
Yeah.
But like, we're to the point where I was like, I don't even know if we can take him to the vet. And like,
Right.
so he,
Is the vet open? Yeah.
I don't know. So he died at home, which I'm kind of glad that he did.
Yeah.
So maybe it worked out. But also like, how do we bury this dog? Like,
Yeah. What do you do?
what's going to
now?
happen? Like, I don't like just the logistics were bananas, but for everything, right?
Mhm.
Like, how do I go to the grocery?
Right. What do I do?
How do I like,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
It is.
And now it's all adjusted and it's not back to normal. There'll never be a back to normal.
Like, we'll always remember this year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm curious, like, I wish I had a crystal ball and could see the lingering side effects.
yeah, and like how you'll frame that up. But
Yeah.
it kind of reminds me of like Katrina or when it flooded here, or like there are these things, especially as an adult. And I'm thinking as a kid, kids are so resilient. They just don't even notice.
Yeah. They're like,
just
this is normal, right?
whatever, we wear masks now. Fine.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
fine. It's fine. Like thank God. They just don't, when people are really worried about it, I'm like, my kids are fine. Like they just go with the flow. Oh, we do school at home now? Fine. We do school
Okay.
at home. We go back to school? Go back to school. We like whatever it is. The only part they really have trouble with is the not seeing people,
Yeah.
because that is really tough.
Right.
But I forgot where I was going with that.
I was laughing because the other day they canceled school because of a hurricane.
Right.
So they didn't cancel school till like pretty late the night before. So Haven was already asleep. So
Right.
the next morning, I just let her sleep in, and I went in there when she woke up, and she was like, "We're not going to school." I said, "No, baby, they canceled school today." And she goes, "The corona germs are taking forever." And I was like, "Well, actually, it's canceled because of a hurricane."
She's
but
like, this weather.
right, I'm like, "But yes, it is." Like in her little brain,
She was like, these corona germs.
and every time I tell her no, she's like, because of the corona germs.
But you know what? That's kind of how I feel like when I go to the restaurant and they're like, we don't serve this anymore because of COVID. I'm like, do
Why
you
does
really?
that matter?
No, like some of it, I just think that look, hey, y'all, great. I am grateful that you guys are able to use COVID as the shield to change whatever it is that you
that you
want
wanted to change. I did it
Do you know that the mall isn't open until like 11 now?
because
Of COVID, but I'm also like, it's 1 hour. Like,
Right.
what?
So funny.
Fine. You don't want to be open until 11. That's fine. Just own it. It's like,
Due to corona, you really need to drive by houses before we go see them.
I know. Do you know what I miss at the restaurant? I just want the freaking fresh lemon that I can put in
know.
my water.
I
Like,
know.
why can't I get a
Lemon.
fine? Everyone's breathing on the lemon, I guess.
Yeah, touching it with their fingers.
They put the tongs in there. Y'all can't use the tongs.
Gotta ask for it.
I also-
Gotta ask for the salt.
Look, I'm no scientist and I've done no research, but I'm pretty sure we can have the lemon.
Yeah.
I think they just
Bring
decided
back the lemon.
no lemon slices for you fools.
Oh my gosh.
It's so funny. Thank God I'm laughing about it.
You have to.
You really have to. If you didn't know how to laugh, but that's why I think TikTok got so popular during quarantine.
Yeah.
Because it's just lighthearted and funny, and people are like, what can I do to kill a lot of time?
Right.
I'm
right.
just gonna watch TikTok all day. I did not actually do that myself, but I know it's a popular activity.
Very popular.
Very popular. I think that really that covers my thoughts on the matter.
I just wanted to say that while it was, I know we talked a lot about the virus, but so I was listening to this other podcast and they were talking about how museums
Mhm.
actually have people in present day working on museums for the future.
Okay.
Like I never really thought about how that happened.
Okay.
But basically like historians
Okay.
they were saying how right now like they were collecting all the different types of masks that people were using.
Right, because it'll be like in the Smithsonian.
It'll be
like,
so
this is
in
the
like
COVID wing.
2090
right.
when there's a 2020 museum
Yeah.
exhibit, they will have like the masks that we use.
They'll play a TikTok video.
They'll have TikTok videos. They will have grocery. They were They were asking people like, if you have a grocery list,
Oh, what's
can we
on
have
it?
it?
Oh,
like we want to
wow.
like frame it for
Yeah.
the museum.
They need to frame the shipped version of that.
Yeah, they wanted like lesson plans from teachers that they were sending
wow.
home to parents.
Oh, my
like
gosh.
letters sent home and doctor's notes and
Right.
all the things that like are just normal to
Yes.
us. One day they will be like, this was a mask
So,
that
right.
people
Can
wore.
you imagine?
How many different kinds of masks? Like they wanted to do a wall of all the different kind of masks. But you know what's crazy is they were dedicating their 2020 efforts to making 2020 like the year of the coronavirus.
Okay.
But then it became the year of like hurricanes.
Right.
And then it became the year of the presidential election
Right.
and like the disputes. And then it became the year of like law enforcement getting a bad rap and overcoming that
uh-huh.
and like back the blue and all the things. And like they were like 2020 became so many
Like
things.
all the things.
And we're trying to like compile all the data to record this
Right.
year. And it's just
There
been
was too
so-
much.
Yeah.
But you know what that is really interesting analogy for? That is how people feel emotionally overwhelmed
Mhm.
because there's so many things and things to unpack and get through and understand and like navigate in this year. And it almost feels like, why all of it at once? And so there's a lot of like, I'm grateful that I have good mental health.
Yes.
But like, I mean, like, that's tough.
Well, mental health became a huge platform for 2020.
I think that's good. It should be.
it got light that it needed. A lot of
Mhm.
things got light that they needed. And while it could be viewed as like a really negative year, I also feel like all of these things happening only leads to us recognizing it and
Yep.
taking the proper steps to like overcome it and only be
Mhm.
better.
And also choosing to focus on good things and like,
Yeah.
because I like my John Krasinski
Mhm.
and when during the actual quarantine, he was doing the Some Good News.
Yeah.
And people would send him videos of good things and like all the people that didn't get to do their graduation or like their
Yeah.
prom or all of that stuff. Like, it's just interesting that you can still find good things.
So many.
Yeah. Just navigate through it.
And
It's
I hope
nice.
that like we can be the type of people that like
Yeah, I want to be an
Spread the
escape at
positivity,
least.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That would be nice.
Mhm.
That would be a nice thing to be remembered for.
so we will just have to see what 2021 holds.
I think it's going to be delightful.
I think so. I think that sometimes it takes total deconstruction
Right.
to
Gotta-
build back up.
Oh, it's just like when you're cleaning. Sometimes the mess has to get bigger before it gets
Yeah.
put back to where it belongs.
right.
I like it.
And just keeping grace to people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like we're in a time where like everybody's opinions are different
right.
and everybody has
But
different
everyone's
beliefs.
opinions were always different.
always.
Y'all just didn't share them on social media for all the world to know.
Yeah.
So
It
you
just
have to
seems
give
worse
people some space and grace to have their own opinion. They don't have
Right.
to have your opinion. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
They have to be kind. That's all I care about.
All.
You have to be kind. You can be you. You can do your thing. You can choose whatever way you want to spend your time as long as you're kind. I'm going to be cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to be fine with that. Okay. Do you want to toast?
So I think for our toast this week,
Mhm.
we are going to do a post on our social media and we would
Mhm.
like you to go tag someone that you are thankful for.
Yes.
So if you go to our Instagram or
Mhm.
Facebook right now, you can go find that post.
Yeah, for today's
For
show.
today's show
Mhm.
and go tag who you are thankful for. Maybe write them a little word of encouragement at this
Yeah.
Thanksgiving time.
A toast to all the people, if you will.
Yes.
Or any person you want to toast. Someone that helped you through 2020.
Who helped you through 2020?
Who got you through?
You could tag a few people on that one.
I might tag my TikToker.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny. Okay, well, cheers to all the people that helped us all get through and are continuing to get through.
Yeah, it really wasn't. You know, we're coming out. We're coming out of this year,
Yeah. You make
It's
adjustments.
okay.
You go. It's okay.
and hopefully all for the better.
It's all Can't get any worse. I'm just kidding. It's fine. We're all going to be fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
friends.
Thanksgiving 2020.
I know, like whether your table is very small or just you or
Yeah.
you're eating outside so that you can have everyone over,
It's fine.
it's all going to be fine.
Yeah.
Or eat that turkey meal on Zoom. I don't
Right.
know. Whatever you got to do. Make it happen.
Yep.
Okay. Love you, friends.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hustle Humbly podcast. Let us know who we should toast to for the next episode.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hustle Humbly Podcast. If you have an episode, topic, or question, please email us at hustlehumblypodcast@gmail.com.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. See you next week.
Bye.
This is the good life.